While the spotlight was fixed on electric giants like Tesla and BYD, a small Japanese company was quietly brewing a surprise, and no one saw it coming. With zero fanfare and a fraction of the budget, they've just launched an electric car that's sending shockwaves through the global auto industry. Priced at just $7,000, this tiny EV is now making big noise from Silicon Valley to the heart of Shenzhen. And suddenly, everyone's asking, who is behind this game changer? People everywhere are asking the same questions. What exactly makes this car so special? How advanced is the technology packed inside it? How on earth is it being sold at such a low price? And most importantly, why are people rushing to buy it? Could this be a serious wake-up call for even the biggest players like Toyota? In today's video, we'll break everything down for you. No jargon, just simple explanations that anyone can understand. But before we dive into the full story, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you're always first to know about the latest in breakthrough technology. Now, before we explore this game-changing $7,000 electric car in detail, let's take a moment to learn about the company behind it, the name that's now making global headlines: KG Motors. Today, even the biggest automotive corporations take notice when they hear the name KG Motors. But this success story didn't start in a shiny boardroom. It began in a humble garage. At the heart of KG Motors was a single powerful dream: to build vehicles that were affordable for the average person, yet equipped with cutting-edge technology. Around 20 years ago, in a small Japanese town, two friends came together with that dream. They started by repairing old scooters and motorcycles, and in between fixing engines and tuning parts, they began experimenting, testing, and laying the groundwork for something much bigger. But these two friends weren't content with just fixing up old vehicles. Their vision reached far beyond that. From the very beginning, they had a bold dream: to one day create a vehicle that was not only affordable for everyone, but also innovative and environmentally friendly. That's why they named their company KG Motors, with KG standing for Keen and Green. The name itself reflected their philosophy: always staying curious, always thinking ahead, and never losing sight of sustainability. The early days were anything but easy. They struggled with limited funding, constant pressure from big-name competitors, and the uphill task of convincing people to trust a new brand. But through all the setbacks, they kept moving forward. Slowly but steadily, they began by launching small electric scooters. These weren't flashy, but they were incredibly cost-effective and built to last, and that's exactly what made them popular. Before long, KG scooters started making themselves a name in the market. Their first major breakthrough came with the launch of a compact electric car called the People's EV. It was a game changer. Priced at nearly half the cost of other EVs on the market, it still delivered solid performance, proving that quality didn't have to come with a luxury price tag. This was the moment that set KG Motors apart from the rest. While most manufacturers focused on premium features and high margins, KG stuck to its founding principle: delivered top-tier technology at the lowest possible price. As the world obsessed over high-end models like Tesla's Model 3 and BYD Seal, KG Motors quietly stayed focused on their mission. Instead of chasing trends, they invested in long-term research, partnering with local mechanics and engineers to build something unique. Bit by bit, they developed their own in-house battery technology. This move not only gave them more control over quality, but also slashed production costs, bringing them one step closer to their ultimate goal: an affordable electric vehicle for the masses. Today, KG Motors isn't just a name known in Japan. It's become a rising star across Asia and even parts of Europe. Their mission is clear-cut: to bring electric vehicles into every household, making clean transportation accessible to all. And it's this bold vision that recently took the entire automotive world by surprise. How? By launching a brand new EV at a jaw-dropping price of just $7,000. Now that you've heard the inspiring journey behind KG Motors, let's dive into what's really making waves, the incredible electric car that has both Tesla and BYD paying close attention. Introducing the MiBot EV, a $7,000 electric car that's turning heads around the world. The debut of the MiBot felt like something straight out of a movie. Practically overnight, this small company from Japan shook the global EV industry with a dramatic reveal. No one expected it, an electric vehicle launching at a price that seemed almost too good to be true. For just $7,000, the MiBot hit the market and immediately caused a stir. At a time when electric cars were seen as luxury items, with Tesla focusing on premium models and BYD releasing high-tech, high-priced vehicles, the MiBot showed up with a different promise: to bring the electric revolution to people who couldn't afford to spend tens of thousands of dollars. And it struck a chord. Within hours of its launch, photos and videos of the MiBot flooded social media. People were calling it a dream come true, a compact, clever, and downright adorable EV that didn't break the bank. It wasn't long before the MiBot started trending on Twitter and making headlines, especially in Japan, a country known for valuing compact, space-saving, and economical solutions. The MiBot was an instant hit. It captured hearts not just for its size and design, but for what it represented: a new era of affordable, clean transportation. Even industry veterans were left scratching their heads. How had KG Motors managed to produce a fully functional electric car at a price so far below the rest? It didn't seem possible, and yet here it was. The launch of the MiBot sent a powerful message. Suddenly, big brands were under pressure to reconsider their pricing. KG Motors had proven something important. With the right mindset, smart engineering, and a commitment to affordability, even a small company could shake the foundations of an entire industry. MiBot features and technology. What makes the MiBot a true game-changer isn't just its unbelievably low $7,000 price tag. It's what's packed inside that sleek little frame. Despite being small and simple on the surface, this compact EV is loaded with smart design choices and practical technology that put many higher-priced electric vehicles to shame. Let's start with the design. The MiBot was crafted with one clear goal: to navigate the tight streets and dense traffic of Japanese cities. With its ultra-compact, lightweight build, it's the perfect companion for urban life. It glides effortlessly through narrow lanes and busy roads where larger vehicles would struggle. And here's something unique: it's a single-seater. That's right, it was purposefully built for solo commuters who make up a large portion of city travelers. No wasted space, no unnecessary bulk, just smart, efficient design tailored to the real needs of everyday users. Step inside and you'll find an interior that's minimal yet modern. It's not trying to be a luxury lounge. It's designed for function, comfort, and simplicity. Light, ergonomic seating gives you a relaxed driving experience. A clean digital display delivers all your essential information at a glance, and the basic controls are intuitive and easy to use. Everything inside the MiBot is there for a reason. No clutter, just the essentials that matter in a modern EV. The engineering team didn't stop there. MiBot's suspension system and tires were carefully optimized for city roads. Whether you're dodging potholes, weaving through tight turns, or gliding over speed bumps, the ride stays smooth and controlled. It's a small car built to handle the real-world challenges of everyday commuting. And now let's talk about the heart of the MiBot, its battery. This is where KG Motors pulled off something truly impressive. The MiBot runs on a custom-built LFP battery, that's lithium iron phosphate, developed in-house by KG Motors themselves. This battery technology is the secret sauce behind the MiBot's success. It strikes an ideal balance between cost and performance, delivering decent range, solid reliability, and lower production costs, all without compromising safety or durability. One of the biggest advantages of the MiBot lies in its battery, the specially developed LFP battery. LFP stands for lithium iron phosphate, and this type of battery is known for its durability. It can handle a large number of charge cycles, meaning it won't degrade quickly over time. But that's not all. It's also significantly safer and more affordable than traditional lithium-ion batteries. One major benefit is its resistance to thermal runaway. In simple terms, it doesn't overheat easily, which reduces the risk of damage or fire. That kind of peace of mind is invaluable in any vehicle. This is exactly why KG Motors chose to ditch expensive third-party battery options and instead focus on developing its own in-house LFP technology, and the results speak for themselves. The MiBot delivers a practical range of 120 to 150 kilometers on a single charge, more than enough for daily commutes, errands, and getting around the city without worrying about running low on power. And here's the convenience kicker. It only takes about 4 to 5 hours to fully charge. Plug it in at night, and by morning, it's ready to hit the road. No need for special charging stations or fancy infrastructure. Just plug, charge, and go. But perhaps MiBot's biggest strength, quite literally, is its small size. In space-conscious countries like Japan, where parking can be a daily challenge, the MiBot fits right in. With a length of just around 2.5 meters and a width of roughly 1.2 meters, it can slip into parking spots that would leave larger vehicles stuck circling the block. Whether it's outside your home, in a narrow alley, or an apartment garage, the MiBot fits with ease. That small footprint isn't just convenient, it's smart. And so is the car's low-maintenance design. Both the battery and motor have been engineered for longevity and simplicity, so there's less that can go wrong. On top of that, spare parts are easy to find and inexpensive, which means MiBot owners don't have to deal with sky-high repair bills. At its core, the MiBot represents something powerful, an electric car that's cheap, durable, practical, and smart. It proves that you don't need to spend a fortune to get good performance. You just need the right innovation and the right mindset. KG Motors built this car around what city drivers actually need and left out the unnecessary bells and whistles that only drive prices up. That's why today, the MiBot is being hailed as the ideal city car by so many people in Japan. Its compact form, reliable LFP battery, and unbeatable price point have made it a serious competitor, even for automotive giants like Toyota and Tesla. Now the big question is, can this small wonder replicate its success in other parts of the world? Sales figures and comparison with Toyota. Since its launch, the MiBot has taken the automotive world by surprise, not just with its concept, but with its stunning sales performance. As soon as people saw it, or even just heard about this $7,000 EV, the question on everyone's mind was the same. How did a company manage to create an electric car this affordable and this good? In just the first month after its debut, thousands of MiBot units were sold, and that momentum hasn't slowed down. The sheer volume of orders pouring in has caused a ripple effect across the entire market, forcing competitors to sit up and take notice. In Japan, where Toyota, the automotive giant, has long held the crown in the electric and hybrid vehicle segments, the arrival of MiBot has completely changed the game. Toyota, a company that has dominated Japanese roads for decades, suddenly finds itself facing an unexpected challenger from a much smaller rival. And this isn't just a symbolic threat, it's backed by real numbers. According to recent reports, within just 6 months of launching, the MiBot has already outsold several of Toyota's compact electric vehicle models. Particularly the mid-range EVs in Toyota's lineup, which once enjoyed steady sales, are now being overtaken by MiBot's growing popularity. And the reason is crystal clear. While those Toyota models might offer similar features, their price is often 3 times higher. For the average consumer, MiBot simply makes more sense. It delivers what people need at a fraction of the cost. MiBot has shown that when you pair smart design with affordability and practicality, you can disrupt even the most established names in the business. And now the pressure is mounting on industry leaders like Toyota to rethink their pricing strategies and product offerings, all because of a tiny car from a once small company that dared to dream big. Toyota's current electric vehicle lineup is still priced between $18,000 and $25,000. But in a country like Japan, where most people prefer compact, affordable, and reliable vehicles for city use, the arrival of the $7,000 MiBot has thrown a wrench into the plans of even the most established players. It's not an exaggeration to say that MiBot is giving Toyota sleepless nights. Now, the pressure is building on Toyota to either lower the prices of its compact EV models or introduce new features that justify the premium. The MiBot has completely shifted the market's momentum. Consumers are no longer automatically drawn to expensive EVs with flashy extras. Instead, they're asking a new question: why pay more when you can get exactly what you need for much less? On social media, people have even started calling the MiBot Admi Ki EV, the common man's electric car. And the name is catching on fast. And the buzz isn't limited to Japan. KG Motors has started receiving dealership requests and partnership offers from countries all over the world. People everywhere want to bring MiBot to their markets, proof that the demand for smart, affordable EVs is global. It's worth noting that MiBot didn't come out of nowhere. KG Motors had already been laying the groundwork with earlier models. They previously launched a 2-seater electric car called KG1, priced around $11,000, which received positive feedback. Before that, their electric scooter, the KG Glide, gained popularity among delivery workers and city commuters for being affordable, efficient, and reliable. These earlier successes gave KG Motors the real-world experience they needed to refine their technology and customer understanding. That's the foundation that made MiBot possible. And they're not stopping here. According to the company, they're already working on a new family-friendly version of the MiBot, one that will seat 2 to 3 people comfortably, still at a price that's within reach for the average buyer. Clearly, KG Motors is thinking long-term. The success of the MiBot has done more than just sell cars. It started a movement. It's a signal to the entire EV industry, especially to giants like Toyota. The market is changing. People are no longer chasing luxury. They're looking for value, practicality, and smart design. And KG Motors has stepped in at just the right time to deliver exactly that. Why was there a need for an affordable EV? It's not hard to understand why the demand for affordable electric vehicles has grown so strong, especially in countries like Japan. The idea of owning an EV is exciting for many people. It represents the future, a cleaner planet, and lower fuel costs. But for most people, that dream has remained just that, a dream. The reality is far more difficult. Big-name electric cars from companies like Tesla and BYD typically start at $25,000 to $35,000 or more. That kind of price tag is simply out of reach for the average person, especially in countries where people live in smaller homes, deal with limited parking, and lead practical, budget-conscious lifestyles. In Japan, for example, owning a large, expensive EV doesn't align with how most people live. What people truly needed was a car that matched their lifestyle, something affordable, easy to handle in crowded cities, and low on maintenance. And that's exactly where the MiBot stepped in. At just $7,000, MiBot delivered everything the common man had been waiting for. A compact design perfect for urban streets, a single-seat layout for solo travel, a decent battery range for daily use, and, most importantly, a price that didn't break the bank. The public reaction was instant. People began calling MiBot the real EV for the people. Thousands who'd long dreamed of owning an EV but were held back by high prices finally made that dream a reality. No longer was the EV world limited to luxury buyers looking at Tesla or BYD. With MiBot, the EV revolution became more inclusive. Its growing popularity sent a clear message. The market is shifting. Consumers are no longer chasing expensive, high-tech status symbols. They're choosing smart, efficient, and affordable options that meet their real needs. And MiBot is leading that charge. The impact on Tesla and BYD. The launch of MiBot didn't just surprise consumers, it sent shockwaves through the boardrooms of Tesla and BYD. For years, these two giants dominated the EV market, with the belief that they were far ahead of any serious competition. But then, a small company from Japan, KG Motors, came out of nowhere and disrupted the status quo. The MiBot's sudden rise forced both Tesla and BYD to take notice. According to reports, even a BYD executive admitted, "We didn't expect such a successful and affordable product to arrive in the market this quickly." Over at Tesla, internal discussions have already begun about shifting focus, with plans reportedly in motion to develop smaller, budget-friendly EVs to maintain their market position. But MiBot isn't KG Motors' first success. The company had already built a solid foundation by launching earlier products like the KG Glide, an electric scooter that became a go-to option for city commuters, and the KG1, a compact two-seater EV priced around $11,000 that was well received by middle-class buyers. These earlier models gave KG Motors valuable insights, real-world experience that helped them fine-tune their strategy and create a blockbuster product like MiBot. MiBot's entry has done more than just shake up the market. It has shifted the entire conversation around EVs. No longer can companies afford to focus only on high-end premium segments. The demand is clear. People want electric vehicles that are practical, affordable, and tailored to everyday life. And MiBot has proven that you don't need a luxury badge or a massive price tag to win hearts. A well-built, reasonably priced EV can still offer reliability, innovation, and appeal, if done right. Now Tesla and BYD face a new kind of competition, not just in technology, but in mindset. The challenge is on. Can they deliver vehicles that meet the needs of the average buyer without compromising on quality? The future of the EV market is unfolding in real time, and the big question now is, who will come out on top? The established giants or new innovators like KG Motors, who are rewriting the rules of the game? Challenges ahead for MiBot. While MiBot has captured headlines and won the hearts of thousands across Japan with its groundbreaking debut, the road ahead is far from smooth. Success has brought MiBot into the spotlight, but now it must navigate a series of serious challenges, any of which could slow its rapid rise if not addressed carefully and quickly. The first major challenge lies in battery supply. MiBot's biggest strength, its affordable LFP battery, is also a potential vulnerability. Lithium iron phosphate batteries are cheaper and more stable than traditional lithium-ion options, making them perfect for budget-friendly EVs. But the raw materials needed to make them, especially lithium and phosphate, are becoming more expensive by the day. What's more, the supply of these critical minerals is heavily dependent on a few key countries, particularly China. If there are disruptions in supply chains, or if raw material prices continue to climb, KG Motors could be forced to raise the cost of the MiBot, potentially losing its most powerful selling point, affordability. Maintaining a strong, stable, and cost-efficient battery supply chain will be crucial for the company's future. The second challenge is scaling production. Right now, demand for MiBot has far outpaced supply. Factories are flooded with orders and waiting lists are growing rapidly. While that's a good problem to have, it's still a problem, and one that needs immediate attention. If KG Motors can't ramp up production fast enough, they risk disappointing customers who are already eager to get their hands on the vehicle. In a market like Japan, where trends shift quickly and customer satisfaction is everything, delays could damage trust and momentum. And then there's a third, quieter challenge: regulatory compliance. EV-related safety and environmental regulations are evolving rapidly, not just in Japan but around the world. Governments are tightening standards and increasing expectations when it comes to quality, safety, and emissions. This means that KG Motors will need to continually upgrade and adapt the MiBot to meet new laws and testing requirements. Falling behind in compliance could mean delayed approvals or even restricted access to international markets. So, while MiBot may have kicked off a new era for affordable EVs, staying ahead of the curve won't be easy. KG Motors must now tackle supply chain stability, scale up production without cutting corners, and stay in step with changing regulations, all while continuing to offer innovation at a price the average consumer can afford. MiBot versus local competitors. MiBot's rapid rise in the Japanese EV market hasn't just caught the attention of consumers, it's also triggered a wave of concern among established local automakers. Major companies like Honda and Nissan, who have long held strong positions in Japan's compact car segment, are now shifting focus to compete in this new, fast-growing mini EV category. Honda, already well known for designing efficient and compact vehicles, is reportedly developing its own small electric model, one that could directly rival MiBot on both size and price. Meanwhile, Nissan is also planning to step into the mini EV space with fresh designs targeted specifically at urban commuters. And that's not all. Traditional K-car leaders like Suzuki and Daihatsu, whose small cars dominate Japan's narrow streets and tight parking spots, are now preparing their entry into the EV segment. These companies already have key advantages: large manufacturing facilities, expansive dealership networks, and a legacy of brand trust built over decades. If they bring their expertise and scale into the affordable EV space, the competition could become even tougher for MiBot. Still, MiBot has one powerful advantage: first-mover insight. KG Motors was the first to truly understand and act on what urban customers wanted: a compact, affordable, and reliable electric vehicle that meets real-life needs without unnecessary features or inflated costs. But to stay ahead, MiBot can't afford to stand still. KG Motors will need to continuously innovate, not just in technology and battery efficiency, but in design, quality, and customer experience. Expanding the MiBot lineup with new models, updating features, and listening closely to market feedback will be essential for staying competitive as the landscape evolves. Yes, MiBot's success has created a new path, but that path now winds through increasingly challenging terrain. From supply chain pressure and production bottlenecks to ever-changing regulations and rising competition from domestic heavyweights, KG Motors has plenty of hurdles ahead. The big question now is, can KG Motors navigate these obstacles and keep the MiBot magic alive for years to come? Only time will tell. But one thing is crystal clear: the electric vehicle market in Japan and possibly beyond will never be the same again. The game has changed, the competition has heated up, and the race for the next great affordable EV is officially on. Conclusion: a new era for affordable EVs. MiBot hasn't just launched a car, it has launched a revolution. In a market once dominated by high-priced, high-tech EVs, MiBot came in like a breath of fresh air. For years, EVs were seen as a luxury, something only the wealthy could afford. But MiBot shattered that belief. Its success has proven one powerful truth: people don't want more features, they want the right ones. In countries like Japan, where daily commutes are short, parking is limited, and affordability is key, MiBot fits into people's lives perfectly. Compact, reliable, and just $7,000. It's everything an average urban driver needs. And the response? Immediate and overwhelming. Across cities in Japan, MiBot became the go-to choice for solo drivers, students, office workers, and even small business owners. The message was clear: this is the EV for the people. And what's more, MiBot's impact isn't stopping at Japan's borders. Countries like Thailand, the Philippines, and India, where millions are looking for clean, affordable transportation, are already showing strong interest. The demand for practical EVs is global, and MiBot has tapped into it like no other. The era of flashy, oversized, overpriced electric cars is giving way to something smarter and more grounded. MiBot has opened the door to a new chapter in EV history, one where the average person finally gets a seat behind the wheel. And from the looks of it, this is just the beginning. What's next for KG Motors? So, what's the next move for KG Motors? Will they stop at MiBot? Absolutely not. From the very beginning, KG Motors has had a bold vision: to put electric vehicles in every home, not just in showrooms. Their next step? A family version of MiBot, designed to comfortably seat 2 to 3 people, is already in the works. Plus, they're upgrading their earlier 2-seater model, KG-E1, and relaunching it with smarter features and better performance. But it doesn't stop at Japan. KG Motors is now setting its sights on the rest of Asia, with plans to enter India, Indonesia, and Malaysia, where EV markets are just beginning to grow. And that's not all. They're eyeing small cities in Europe, too, where compact, budget-friendly cars are in high demand. They're also doubling down on improving battery tech and streamlining production, making sure that affordability doesn't come at the cost of quality or durability. What started with MiBot is now a full-blown movement, proving that electric vehicles don't have to be expensive to be revolutionary. Now the big question is, can the industry keep up? Or will KG Motors lead the charge into a future of smart, simple, and affordable EVs? Let us know in the comments. Do you think small budget EVs are the real future? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with more exciting stories from the world of tech and innovation.